Hello back, welcome back to the Lonely Boy Hours episode. Is that how we start it?
You just said hello back, welcome back.
Did I?
You didn't even realise you did it.
No, I thought something sounded wrong and I was like, do we always say that?
You rushed it as well. Hello back, welcome back.
Is that what I actually said?
Yeah,
wow.
hello back, welcome back. The Lonely Back Hours back. We're back.
It's getting worse. 23.
Who did you just assassinate?
Who's 23? I don't know what I'm on about, but big news. We released our subscriber-only episode last week. How did it go?
I don't know. It hasn't come out yet.
It hasn't come out. It comes out tonight.
We're filming just before it comes out.
But if you want to take a listen to that, join the fun.
I was going to say join the fandom, was I?
Join the fandom.
That's what you're going to say. Be a Lonely Boy Hour.
What if you were an hour of the day?
No, if you're a subscriber, you're a Lonely Boy minute. Because they make up the Lonely Boy Hours.
Everyone's going to say our fans are minutes. That's our thing. You know how Jake Paul said Paulers?
They're the Lloyd Bouchers and the Matt Mosleyers.
The Matt Mosleyers. They're the minutes.
They're the minutes making up the hours.
And then the real, the been there since day ones are the seconds. Because without them, there would be no minutes. I have something for you today, Lloyd.
Okay. I have something for you.
You have something for me. Do you want to go first?
It's just random as fuck. Volcano erupts 20 miles from Iceland's biggest airport.
God damn. Didn't that happen in 2016?
No.
Today?
I don't know. I think it's today.
Because I swear that Iceland thing where no planes were flying over Europe.
Oh yeah, that was ages ago. No, that was like 10 years ago, I think. Because Lewandowski almost signed for Blackburn.
That was because of Iceland?
No, he didn't almost sign for Blackburn because of Iceland. He couldn't because of he couldn't fly.
God damn.
Obviously he can't fly, he's a human being. But the article was 13 hours ago.
Oh, wild. Is it bad? Big ash cloud?
Yeah, molten lava's gushing from... Gushing. It's a horrible word.
That whoever wrote that is horny.
And then there was a volcano in Hawaii last month.
What is going on? Does this always happen? Because I know...
Mother Nature's acting up.
Mother Nature. She's turning an eye to the human race.
Okay, hit me with your topics that you've prepared, young man.
Have you heard? Wait, let me just make sure I get this right. Here we go. Okay, and I can already see the TikTok in my head of this. It's gonna have an audio that's like, it's because it's a scary one.
That sounded like the Among Us intro.
How good was? Anyway, we're not going on to that. I was going to say, how good is Among Us?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. It was. Okay. Have you heard of the dancing lady in Serbia?
No. Is it a horror thing?
It's a horror thing. So, reportedly, people have filmed this lady dancing, and she dances like this. Oh, shall I get up and show?
Yeah, if you can.
She does something like this. Make sure I'm in frame. She goes...
I swear that's Mason Mount's celebration.
Let me just... But she dances like that in the middle of the night, and you're not allowed to interrupt her. And people have interrupted her, and she will pull out a knife and chase you. And there's videos of it. Look at that. Goosebumps. Real life goosebumps.
As opposed to what? AI goosebumps? What? She's a murderer?
Well, apparently, the rumour has it that she has unalived someone.
Whoa.
And she's tortured people in the street and shit. So people always film her, and people have filmed her from their flat or something, and you're not allowed to interrupt her. And she carries a knife tucked in there.
Just in case she's interrupted?
Yeah. Shall I show you the video?
How much does she love dancing?
It's the same dance as well. It's on the spot. It's very freaky.
And then no police come and
No. It's in the middle of nowhere, and I'm not... Sorry, Serbia, but do you have police? Because I swear anything goes in that country. Wait,
how to offend an entire nation with one sentence.
Look at this. So she does that.
She's making a TikTok.
And wait, hold on.
What am I holding for?
Apparently there's been so she will do this. And she will run at you with a knife and shit. I think I can't tell if that's real.
That's got to be staged.
But because it's so popular now. So a lot of people do it. It was like the Halloween clown trend thing.
Yeah.
You know when... did you ever see one of them clowns?
No.
See, I did.
No, that's bullshit.
Not even.
Where?
Bicester. There's in Bicester by... see, I don't know Bicester, but there's really long alleyways in this particular part of Bicester. And it was a shadow in the end. But I didn't walk down the alleyway for like 20 minutes because I was genuinely terrified that it was a clown. And my mate put on her story one time just a red balloon in a forest. Like she was walking through a forest at night and there was just a red balloon with this piece of string hanging down.
Who walks through a forest at night?
Well, I'm friends with killers, so... Joking, this blonde girl's about 4'9", like nothing. No, she...
4'9"?
I was trying to make her sound like...
Not intimidating.
Yeah, but then it just ended up sounding like a child. Yeah. Do you ever play out scenes in your head about being chased by knives and shit?
No.
Or being in the middle of like terror attacks?
Kind of. I think about how brave I would be or how brave I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily act them out in my room with foreplay and shit.
Nah, neither. But I'm way too ready for a terrorist attack. No.
Everyone thinks they're ready until they get smacked in the face.
No, I was in the lift coming upstairs maybe like 4 months ago. And this was around the time where I was like, really...
Racist.
No.
I don't know why that's going to my head.
This is around the time where I was like really scared of knives and shit.
Yeah.
I still am, but there was a point where the levels were heightened and I was in the lift. I had my back turned, which is rule 1. Never ever turn your back to another man in a lift.
You were facing
the door.
Why?
I don't know.
Who gets in a lift and then just presses himself up against it's a cube as well. It's a square.
And I was that close, like the door nearly shut on my nose. But I could see in my peripherals like someone there.
Yeah.
And I was there like...
Did you get in backwards?
No, I got in first and then he got in. He got in after me.
Well, he'd have to go past you.
No.
You got in and faced the other door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you know in our building it's like you get in
opens and closes opposite.
Yeah. So I got in, went like that, and I could see in my peripheral someone there. So I was like, fuck, I'm ready. I'm ready to die today. He's going to do something in the lift and I'm ready for it. And I played it out in my head like he goes up to me with a knife and I take the knife and I go down to him and I'm like, no. But the opposite happened. He moved his leg by accident and I jumped. I literally in the lift was
the opposite happened. He had a gun and
oh man, the gun has been removed from the emoji list. I only figured that out today. It's now been replaced by a water gun.
That's been there ages.
See, I never knew that. How long?
You obviously don't use the shooter emoji that much.
I dabble in peace.
Dabble only
in peace.
Occasionally.
I'm a violent man, but I dabble in peace. Joking. I wouldn't hurt a fly.
And what's that Joe Rogan thing where he's like, it's a well-known saying on his podcast about like, you have... Oh, no, it's Jordan Peterson.
Oh, yeah, where he says, Joe Rogan by day, trained by night.
No, not the intro. No, Jordan Peterson says you need to be...
Oh, yeah.
A killer who knows how to control it, or...
You need to be... You'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a warrior. No!
A warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Yeah. And then you have Jordan Peterson going, you gotta be tough, man.
Why is he from like fucking Dublin mixed with...
No, apparently the Jordan Peterson accent, you gotta be Kermit the Frog. You gotta do a Kermit the Frog accent. They can still hear you.
Yeah, I know. I'm ill.
Yeah.
And tired.
There is something going around.
Oh yeah? Syphilis?
No, HIV. Do you know Bournemouth is apparently the capital of HIV in the UK?
Is it?
Apparently so. Apparently there's 5 people that have it here.
Is that how low HIV is?
And 3 of them are in this flat.
The comedy is stooped very low to do HIV jokes.
I have started a new life though.
Okay.
So I'm walking like crazy. I'm listening to self-motivational podcasts. I'm cutting my screen time down. I'm off the chain, Lloyd. I'm a new man.
What's your screen time?
Oh, let's not talk about
today
it.
or yesterday?
No.
Come on, show us yesterday. If you've cut down.
Yesterday was bad.
But you've cut down.
No, but I had to use TikTok on my phone.
Why did you have to?
Because on a computer, it's not as good.
Okay, what was it the day before?
It even says I've written a book of rules that say some rules that I have to abide by. And one of them is like no TikTok. But I need it for work. And yesterday, like I actually needed it. Like, yes, I might have drifted off just a little bit, but the majority of it was work. I promise. Fine. Okay, I'll show you my screen time, huh? You want to know my screen time? Yesterday, I was on TikTok for 4 hours and 8 minutes.
Okay.
Which is terrible.
What was it? Yeah, but what was the overall screen time?
9 hours and 41 minutes. But you have to minus 30 minutes for Simpsons because I'm asleep by then.
Oh, wow. That really brings it down. 8.5 hours. You did a full shift.
Just 9 hours and 10 minutes. But that's bad. That is terrible. The week before was a lot better. Like my average was 3 hours.
That's not bad at all.
That's really good. That's what I wanted. But then like, yeah, I'm trying to cut it down. Like today, I mean, it is 6 o'clock, but it's 5 hours minus 30 minutes for Simpsons.
And it's only going to go up.
I know.
Can't go down.
God. That's like me. me at the motive.
Me at the function. Only going up.
I saw someone be sick in slow motion on Friday.
Okay.
Just want to point that out. Have you got something for me?
Explain. How are they sick in slow motion?
It's someone that we know that I went out with. Should I say his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Luca. I was with Luca. We were at Barso, and he was looking around, and he was like, "Mate, I got a tactical chunder," and I was like, "Nah, Barso, their staff are quite. The security's tight.
Yeah,
obviously I run them." But he was like, "I need a tactical chunder," and it just everything slowed down, and he was going like, and the gravity just stopped. I'm convinced someone turned off gravity for a bit because the sick was coming out his mouth like this speed. And
just hanging in the air.
Just hanging in the air, free fall. It was wild.
Ugh.
Wild. What else have you got for me?
Okay. I asked for Q&As on our story just to get some quick ones.
Okay.
And it says favourite and least favourite alcohol and why. Type of alcohol.
Wait, so like alcohol, or like it could be like, I don't know. Oh, fuck. I don't even know.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
just whatever you want. Favourite and least favourite and why.
Yeah, but is that like can that be a cocktail? Like a drink?
If that's your favourite alcohol, okay. Yeah.
I think, espresso martinis right now.
Yeah.
Hit the spot. They do something to me that shouldn't.
And then what's the least favourite?
Just a shot of anything. Like a shot of...
Espresso martini?
No, because espresso martini is like a nice sippy drink. But if someone says have a shot of vodka... Or no, what's that? What's the one that's like clay?
Clay?
It smells like clay. And it's like pink. It's a shot of... the people know what I'm on about.
It smells like tequila rosé.
Is it tequila rosé? Yeah.
It's like milky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nah.
Sambuca's horrible.
No, Sambuca.
It's horrible. It's like licorice.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? Like
that's
clay.
Not pink.
But it looks like white. It's white, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's the worst by far.
Yeah.
Should we open one now?
Open one what?
Oh, just open one.
One what?
Just have one.
What? We haven't even got anything.
What, a beer? We got a beer.
Could open a beer.
Am I allowed to have it on this?
Yeah.
I might have a beer.
I don't know, actually. We might get demonetized.
What if I pour it into a cup? Because Luke has left some here.
Yeah, that can be hidden.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm so excited. My first beer. Ever.
Hurry up, Den.
I got some water here.
You're an idiot. I thought you meant a red cup where they can't see it. That's no different to it being in a fucking...
we have a red cup. Should I just put it
in? No, it's fine. I don't care at this point.
See, that just looks...
You're an idiot. What's the difference between leaving it in while it's in and then changing it to that? Just say it's apple juice.
No, this is water.
Well, that's not even remotely believable. Just say it's water juice.
This water's so good.
Water juice.
I might even say cheers.
I have some stories, actually.
Okay.
They're not mine. They're just...
Are you sure?
They're anonymous submissions to an online portal.
Hit me with it. Was this on our Instagram?
No, this is just online.
Okay.
It's called... This is the first one. The Fierce Fluffy. When I was 8, my dog followed my dad to wait for me for my school bus. While they were waiting, my dad saw Fluffy, the dog, get hit by a truck. So he took him and buried him.
Oh.
We then went out of town for the weekend, but on Sunday evening when we got home, Fluffy was standing outside on our porch. Dad couldn't believe it and told us, I buried him on Friday. Turns out, Fluffy had just been knocked out cold. He rose from the dead and waited for us to come home.
You're joking.
That's like my biggest fear, is getting buried alive. So imagine that dog having to scramble through the mud.
But how is he breathing?
You can breathe in mud.
You can breathe in mud?
Like, as in there's gaps. There will be gaps to let air in.
Chat, is this real?
100%.
I don't think so.
No. As in, like, 100% you can breathe.
In mud?
Yeah.
I don't know. Really?
You never dug the ground up and laid under it and... I haven't even. I was just joking. There'll be gaps in the mud. Where air will come in. If your nose isn't covered and there's a gap, you'll breathe.
What? Just tiny little wormholes?
Yeah, like the mud will be separated and you can breathe through it.
But back in the day, they used to bury people and they weren't sure
if they were dead or not.
If they were dead.
That's why I fear being buried alive. And I'd rather be cremated so I'm done ski.
Yeah, but what if you're not dead and you start burning?
I'll be dead pretty quickly. I won't have to sit and then panic and hit the box.
But you know the bowel?
Yeah, they'd leave it there. So
that's where the saying "saved by the bowel" comes from.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's because of school, you get out of class because of the bowel.
Saved by the bowel.
But you are literally saving your own life, yanking on that.
Did that fluff just come out of your mouth?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow. That was crazy.
Been holding that one back a while.
The haunted apartment. I was having lunch with a new co-worker once, and he was telling me about his apartment and how haunted it was. He didn't tell me where it was, but the haunting sounded familiar, like an apartment I'd once lived in.
Oh.
I told him the address, and he turned as white as a sheet. He was living in that same haunted apartment. When I told him a few details only he could know, he freaked out and moved out of the place that very week.
See, that is giving me goosies. I want to know some of these details.
They weren't on there. Would you reckon they were? I reckon it was like, the stuff falls over, or like the something whistles, or like what would happen in a haunted apartment?
I reckon like lights turning on.
Yeah.
Have I told you about my? Have I told you about my uncle's haunted apartment?
No, you've told me about your haunted house, as in your actual house. Goosebumps again,
bro.
We should just call you Goosey. Maverick and Goose.
I'm tearing up. So my uncle used to live in a place above a bank he used to bank in, actually, back in the day. It was above there.
Above
another one in above that one. So he used to live there.
I'll have to bleep that out.
Okay.
Because you said the place.
Oh, right.
It's fine.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'll bleep it.
He doesn't live there anymore. But
I don't bank there anymore either, but just in case they have like a record or something, I don't know.
But he would say, so it was him and one other guy that he used to live with, and he would say in the middle of the night, the hairdryer would turn on like to its max level, like waking up to a hairdryer again. That'd scare him so much. He'd say that lights used to turn on, and he'd say that he'd hear knocking on the door to his room when his housemate wasn't around. And then one time he said that like he was just so scared of the house. His housemate was going to live with his parents for a bit because he was terrified of living there. So my uncle lived in this house, and he was too scared to go upstairs. It was an apartment that was 2 stairs.
Yeah.
He was too scared to go upstairs, so he slept on the sofa every night of the week. And at one, it was like he used to stay up pretty late, like everyone does. But he heard like footsteps in his room upstairs, and he was like, "Nah, this is too scary. This is way too scary." And he was like tucked up against the blanket, and he could hear like 1 step coming down the stairs, 2 steps coming down the stairs, and then he said he saw this black figure, like a cloud, like footsteps going like running towards him, and then it would just go into his room and disappear. And he would be like, he said I was round the table with my gran at the time, and he said, I have so many more fucked up stories, but I just can't say them in front of my gran because my gran would like freak out, because my gran's like very suspicious like that, scared of ghosts, totally believes in them, so she doesn't want to know. But he's got some wild stories, but half of them I don't believe because I reckon he was on acid.
Really? He's on acid?
Nah, I don't want to say that. Maybe. He did say that some of them he thinks were like trippy.
Trips.
But another one as well, like it's him. He always has these crazy stories. And one of them was, so he used to ride a motorcycle when he was 18. And he, just round my house, there's a swimming pool. And there's like a double S bend, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he, one year, came off his motorbike into the trees. And some guy helped him up and was like, oh, mate, do you need help? Blah, 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 blah. I helped him up, blah, blah, blah. And then took his motorcycle to a garage. And then 2 years later, he went and fell down the same bend and the same guy helped him up. How weird is that?
Well, the guy was just on his, like, not in a car that pulled up. He was just walking.
It was the same car, same guy, was following him behind him. My uncle came off his motorcycle and the same guy was like, what? It's you again? He was like, do you do this all the time? He was like, no, I haven't fell off here in 2 years. And he was like, I haven't even been to Oxford in 2 years. He's like, I'm not even from Oxford. Like, that's a weird coincidence. Stuff like that. Like, coincidences are weird.
Do you think it was a coincidence? Or do you think someone was stalking your uncle for 2 years? Just so he could help him out?
Just so he could fall over. But it's weird. Like, falling over at the exact same spot and then being helped up by the exact same guy.
He must have lived there. The guy who helped him must have lived so locally.
He said that he wasn't. He said he's from London or something. He said he wasn't from... He was visiting his family or something. Just said where he lived.
I'll blur that out.
Have you ever had any like weird, like, now that's too good, like...
That's too niche of a coincidence.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. How often do you get deja vu?
Bad. I can't speak. Oh my god.
I was just thinking of... I just paused to think of how I could react to that and then nothing came to mind. Okay, how often? Bad.
Yeah, bad. I get it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Just like, weirdly, too much. Like, what are your thoughts when you get deja vu?
I instantly try and think of the exact... Like, I think it is a genuine moment that I've experienced, and then I'll try and think of when it happened, and I'm like... And then most of the time I can't.
See, I always say, like, I know what's going to happen next. And in my head, and I'm like, this is about to happen, and it happens. Swear. So that's like a deja vu plus one. You know, remember last episode I was saying how intelligent I am?
Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do with it.
No, you're a mind reader and shit.
No, like, I was in a meeting one time and I was like, been here before and I know he's going to say this next, and he says it next and I'm like, oh, my head.
Yeah. Sure, that just wasn't your weekly meeting where he says hello everyone.
Yeah, maybe. No, but I get deja vu maybe twice a week.
Yeah.
Bad. See what I mean? Bad.
Do you think we lived before? Do you think it's remembering old memories?
Or do you reckon it's the multiverse, the string theory?
I do think the multiverse got to be real.
It's got to be.
The famous?
What do you reckon do you reckon there's a Lloyd Boucher out there that is... What do you reckon... well, see, this is what I don't get.
Yeah.
If the multiverse is real, that means there must be an infinite amount of yous. So that must mean somewhere out there we're having this exact same conversation somewhere else.
In a different universe.
Oh.
Do you think every variation of you would look the same?
Well, it's got to be now. Maybe
no, it doesn't have to be.
Maybe there's a life of me where I've got like a disease.
And then there's one where you might be a frog.
Oh my god.
Have you ever watched Loki?
No.
Okay, so Loki, the MCU show.
Yeah.
There's loads of variations of him, and he's going through all the things, meeting them all. And like, one's a crocodile, one's an old man, one's him as a kid, one's a woman. So it's just, but they're all called Loki, and they all have the same, like, canon things, like brother Thor, parent Odinson, adopted, whatever.
Maybe Marvel knows something that we don't know.
Probably it's Disney, innit? Disney know loads of stuff.
True.
Disney have so much money and power, to be fair.
What is the top the like the brand that owns it, or like the company, the biggest company in the world? Isn't it like BlackRock?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think they own.
Who owns
everything.
Disney? I thought Disney was.
I thought Disney owned
Disney.
No, I think BlackRock owned Disney.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm going to Google it.
I think everything's owned by BlackRock, is it not?
And then who's in charge of that?
Though this is where people think this is where the world is like.
It says Disney's owned by many shareholders, as it's a publicly traded company.
Right.
The Vanguard Group is the largest shareholder of Walt Disney Co.
Yes, Vanguard and BlackRock. They're the two companies that are like. So it's like every company in the world ends up there.
Okay.
So that, like, if you follow the family tree up the companies, it goes there. Obviously not like smaller businesses and shit.
Imagine how much money and power.
Well, I think that's why there's a forum called the. Is it the Who?
It's a band, isn't it?
No. No, I think it's the World Health Organization and the. Oh, there's another one as well. But apparently, like, all the big billionaires, trillionaires that own these companies, Vanguard and BlackRock and stuff, they're part of these big health organizations and stuff. So they probably have infinite power to do it. Imagine having
infinite money glitch.
Do you know there's some rich people that pay not to be on the Forbes list. So they pay to not be.
You instantly become a target.
Yeah.
Like if you like, I got a good story I got told the other day. So someone told me this the other day. He was on holiday with his girlfriend and his girlfriend's sister. So his girlfriend's sister's friend. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You with me? His dad won the lottery.
Oof.
And his dad won the lottery whilst he was skiing with some friends in France.
Yeah.
And when someone wins the lottery, their family and them instantly go to number one of abduction lists.
Serious?
From mercenaries and stuff. So he had 10 bodyguards escort him directly from where he was skiing home the whole way, the flight, everything.
Serious?
10 French bodyguards and probably more on standby because he was now the most vulnerable person in the world.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, and now he lives in London and drives a McLaren around at night.
Serious?
Yeah, that was the end of the story. But imagine that, like you're skiing and then all of a sudden you're on the slope and then your dad calls you and says, right, there's 10 people coming to pick you up. Don't speak to anyone, don't. And you're just going through airport, private sectors you didn't even know existed in an airport with like bodyguards and shit with guns so that you don't get abducted. Because they hold you for ransom. You've just got 60 mil and someone takes your son and goes, give me 20 of it. You're like, oh, okay.
Is that how much he won?
60, I don't know. I was just guessing. I don't know how much he won. But he won millions. Like
yeah. Because surely if you win like $1 million, there's not going to be...
No.
Yeah.
I mean, someone could, probably. They could abduct you and ask for the whole mil. It's just lower level mercenaries. It's like fucking John Wick where you take the highest bid. That's crazy though.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy that
I'd never even thought of it.
Yeah,
that you go to the top of the abduction.
Oh, that gives me shivers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like imagine being a mercenary or like a hitman, like hire.
I don't know what a mercenary is.
Okay, well, just imagine being a hitman. They're just people who go around and do stuff.
Is John Wick a hitman? A hickman?
Hickman, yeah, kills for money, I guess.
I see.
But they must have some massive underground system where someone says to them, okay, this guy has just won the lottery. He has 3 kids called da-da-da. They are currently, here's your reward.
See, that's what's scary about everything being online.
Like that happens in real life.
Yeah.
It's not just in the movies. Like those people would have set out for France. Like they've booked or chartered private traveling and or moving in the shadows to get to this guy.
That's like the dark web, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a race.
Do you reckon we're on the dark web?
No. What do you mean we're on it? Well, like someone's just on the dark web scrolling through our videos.
Yeah.
Going, oh yeah, how's this?
Because I did see our videos on a website. Yeah.
No, shut up.
No, I'm being deadly serious. It was like the Russian version of TikTok. Did I show you this?
No.
It was like TikTok exactly set out like TikTok. But everything was in a different language and it had different amount of views and different amount of likes. And it was us. Swear.
Okay, show me later. That's weird.
Yeah, because I clicked on Google Images. Don't ask why. I was searching up LloydAndMatt.
On Google Images.
And then I clicked on a link, and it was like a different. It was like it looked Russian or something. It might have been Romanian or Belarus or something. I don't know. But it looked Russian, and I was just like, "What the fuck?" Crazy. But the dark web is like terrifying. Have you heard stories about the dark web?
Everyone's heard stories about the dark web.
What stories have you heard?
Oh, I don't have any off the top of my head. It's just like everyone's on there for like fucking just disgusting, heinous crimes that you just couldn't get away with. It's the Onion.
That's it.
The different layers of security you get.
And that's the browser you have to use. Onion browser. But, oh, fuck. I need to burp.
Have you ever been on it?
Sorry, Spotify.
Have you ever been on it?
No.
Have you not?
Because I used to be obsessed with it, and it terrified me.
Yeah.
It would always terrify me how in my mind it was like real life is on the right, and then the internet and fake is on the left. And I didn't like how those two paths could cross over in like such a violent like way. Because it's almost the same way as like people see us on TikTok and then they see us in real life. That's like the internet crossing over with real life. But when you have like people live streaming kidnappings and abductions and torturings and shit, and I'm like, that's all because of the dark web, and people know everything about you on the dark web. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional. But yeah, it's just wild. Like I've heard people, you know, there was some kid in our class, my best mate, who I did the fucking media course with.
Yeah.
He was obsessed with going on the dark web. He used to go on it all the time. I swear, say that story about your friend, because that is such a scary story.
What, the webcam thing?
Yeah.
The reason I have a plaster on my webcam.
Tell him that. You play footsies?
I didn't mean to. Yeah, one of my friends.
No, started with a proper. Here's why.
One night in 2015, and the demons. No, well, they did.
Here's why you should have a plaster on your webcam. Yeah,
because my friend was in the bath, I think. I got told this like 4 years ago.
Okay.
They're in the bath or doing their makeup or something in front of their laptop. So their laptop, they used to go everywhere with their laptop, just leave it open and watch stuff in the bath and whatever. And then one day, they received a message.
What did the message say?
I was going to get to that. I was trying to make it spooky. So they opened the message from an anonymous number.
Oh my God.
Wasn't it just that email?
Yeah.
They opened it from an anonymous number.
Said, you have to pay this parking fine.
And it was pictures of themselves in the bath or doing their makeup or something, just through their webcam. So someone had managed to hack into their webcam and take stills of everything they were doing and then sent it to them. That
is fucked up.
And that's why I've had a plaster on my webcam for 4 or 5 years.
But does that mean anything with a lens you could...
Anything can be hacked into.
That's connected to Wi-Fi. So like someone could be watching this live.
Yeah.
Not mine. Just yours. Yours is Wi-Fi, no?
Yeah. But then like any camera that's on the street, anyone could hack into that if they're good enough.
I did see actually some guy, he works for the government, or he's like works for the government, and he was on a American... like an interview, and he had a device like almost like a Game Boy, and he could connect to anything, change anything. He went on like the Apple website and was like, look, I can change anything I want on the Apple website. I could delete it if I wanted to. Technology is getting
so advanced that it's not even worth.
Like AI. Did you see the thing I sent you today?
No.
On TikTok?
No.
So there's a new AI generator that's come out that allows you to watch films portrait mode. So they've changed Lord of the Rings and Blade Runner, so that obviously they've taken the picture to make it fit the screen, and then AI has just generated what they think would be
above and below.
So obviously it's in the middle, so it's all shot on a it almost looks like a who's who's Asteroid City, like
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson. It almost looks like a Wes Anderson film, but it's freaky. Ooh. The Lord of the Rings one goes hard, and some of the Blade Runner shots are brazy. People are like, I'd fucking watch a film like this.
Really? That's so dangerous.
I don't think it's possible to do that. But it's wild. Like, the quality is the same, like everything is exactly how it should be. And it's even got, like, there's one bit of Lord of the Rings where he's out of frame coming in on a horse, and it has him in the AI generator coming in on the horse, and it's like, how does AI know that?
It's terrifying.
I
hate it. What do you want them to comment?
They should comment paper waste basket.
Okay. People are gonna comment paper waste.
Okay, basket. they should comment silver bin.
Silver.
no.
These comment. Are so bad.
It's what I see. Comment.
Well, think of one.
Okay, comment. I love Lloyd's hair. Sorry, I saw that comment one time. Comment brown chair final. Brown chair.
Okay.
Final.
Cool. Yeah, you can subscribe to us on Spotify now if you want extra episodes every single week and a special one at the end of the month. Like the video on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. 5-star on Spotify. We'll see you next week. If you're subscribed.
If you're subscribed, we'll see you next week.
If not, we'll see you the week after.
Peace.
Peace.